Hello there, and welcome to the Sleep Whisperer. Tonight, we embark on a different kind of voyage. Our destination is not a distant star or an uncharted continent, but a universe that is intimately, profoundly your own. It is the universe within your skull, a cosmos of thought, memory, and perception more complex and wondrous than any external realm we could ever hope to find. This journey will meander through the quiet, often overlooked corridors of consciousness. We will uncover truths not about distant galaxies, but about the very fabric of your reality, how it is woven, how it can be rewoven, and the silent, invisible forces that shape it every moment of your life. Some of these truths will feel like a gentle recognition, a name for a feeling you've always known. Others may feel startling, like discovering a hidden room in a house you've lived in your entire life. But each insight is a window into a world where your brain edits your past, where your body speaks a language your mind is only just learning to understand, and where the boundary between you and others is far more porous than it appears. As you settle in, let the day's concerns begin to soften. There is no need to grasp or memorize. Simply allow these concepts to drift through your awareness, like leaves on a slow, moving river. If you find yourself drawn to sleep, let these ideas be the backdrop to your dreams. If you remain awake, let them be a quiet companion in the night. If these explorations resonate with you, and you wish to join us for more journeys into the night, you are always welcome to like, subscribe, and share your own thoughts in the comments below. But for now, there is nothing you need to do. Just find a comfortable position. Let your breathing deepen, your muscles relax, and allow the incredible, mysterious wonder of your own mind to wash gently over you. Let us begin. Tune your brain prioritizes potential threats over ongoing pleasures. In the quiet theater of your mind, a dedicated lookout is always on duty, scanning the horizon for danger. This ancient vigilance means that a single critical email will eclipse the calm satisfaction of a day's good work. This negativity bias is a fossil from a time when missing a ripe berry was inconvenient, but missing a predator was fatal. Your neural pathways are paved with caution, making negative experiences stickier, more influential, and more easily recalled than positive ones. It's why a compliment can fade by afternoon, while an offhand criticism can echo for days. This isn't a flaw, but a deeply ingrained survival strategy. A mind that assumed the rustle in the grass was just the wind didn't live long enough to become our ancestor. Understanding this is the first step toward consciously shifting the balance, toward watering the flowers in your mental garden rather than just watching for weeds. The sound of a heartbeat can synchronize with a listener's own pulse. Deep in our auditory processing, there is a strange and profound connection to the rhythm of life itself. The steady, muffled thump of a heartbeat, whether in a song, a film score, or a recording, can subtly entrain with our own cardiac rhythm, slowing it or speeding it in a silent, primal duet. This is why the tense, accelerating heartbeat in a thriller film makes your own chest tighten, or why the slow, steady pulse in a meditation track can guide you toward calm. It is a form of biological mimicry, an unconscious synchrony that bypasses language and logic. The brain recognizes this most essential rhythm, this drumbeat of existence, and in its recognition, it seeks to join the chorus. It is a reminder that beneath the complex symphony of our thoughts, we are all keeping time to the same fundamental meter. Your sense of smell is weakest in the morning and strongest in the evening. As the day unwinds, so too do your olfactory senses, sharpening to a fine point in the evening hours. Upon waking, your sense of smell is at its most dormant, still shaking off the inertia of sleep. But as the day progresses, your attention to the world's chemical symphony heightens. This may be an evolutionary relic. In the stillness of night, our ancestors relied more heavily on scent to detect predators, find their way, or identify food in the low light. In the modern world, this means the evening coffee smells richer, the night. Blooming jasmine is more intoxicating. And the scent of a loved one, skin is more deeply imprinted. The world, in a very real sense, becomes more fragrant as the sun goes down, as if the fading light gives permission for the invisible world of scent to step forward and take center stage. The brain has a default mode network that is most active when you are doing nothing. *** when you stare out a window, daydream in the shower, or let your mind drift before sleep, your brain is far from idle. Interconnected web of regions, the default mode network, lights up with activity. This is the mind's background hum, the engine of self-referential thought. It is where you replay social interactions, imagine future conversations, ponder your place in the world, and weave the disparate threads of your life into a coherent narrative. It is the seat of your autobiography, constantly writing and rewriting the story of you. This is why your most profound insights about yourself often arrive not in focused effort, but in moments of quiet idleness. The mind, when left to its own devices, is not wasting time. It is doing its most essential work, integrating your experiences and solidifying your sense of self. The color blue can genuinely suppress appetite. *** in the silent dialogue between your eyes and your brain. Color is a powerful language. Blue, a color rarely found in natural, nutritious foods, outside of certain berries, is subconsciously interpreted by the brain as a potential warning sign. Spoiled meat, mold, and toxicity are often associated with blues and purples. Consequently, when you eat from a blue plate or in a blue, lit room, this ancient caution can subtly dampen your appetite. It's as a primal whisper, a quiet signal that says, proceed with care, while at one, tea override true hunger. This psychological cue can slow the pace of eating and promote a feeling of fullness sooner. It's a fascinating example of how our modern perceptions are still guided by the survival instincts of a distant past, where a color could mean the difference between a nourishing meal and a deadly poison. You have a phonological loop that rehearses sounds to keep them in memory. *** right now, in the heart of your working memory, a tiny silent recording studio is at work. This is the phonological loop, a mental system dedicated to holding on to auditory information for a short period. When you repeat a phone number to yourself before dialing, or try to remember a name you just heard, you are engaging this loop. It is a kind of inner echo chamber, a mental scratchpad for sounds. This loop has a limited capacity, which is why a long string of numbers is so hard to hold onto, and why it can be instantly erased by a distracting noise. It is the reason you can hear a song in your head, replaying the melody and lyrics with astonishing fidelity. This quiet, constant rehearsal is the foundation of language comprehension, learning, and the very act of holding a thought in your mind. The mere act of measuring a behavior can change the behavior itself. ***, this is known as the Hawthorne effect. A curious phenomenon, where people alter their performance simply because they know they are being observed. Workers became more productive when researchers studied their lighting conditions, not because of the light, but because of the attention. The feeling of being watched, of being a subject of interest, triggers a shift in awareness. We become self-conscious participants in our own actions. This happens in countless subtle ways. You may drive more carefully when you see a police car, work more diligently, or even speak more thoughtfully when you know you are being recorded. It reveals a fundamental truth. We are not static entities, but responsive beings, constantly adjusting to the social and psychological environment. The act of observation is not passive. It is an interaction that changes the very thing it seeks to measure. Your brain can taste words like sharp or smooth on your tongue. ***, the world of language and the world of sensation are not as separate as they seem. When you hear or read a word like sharp, prickly, velvety, or gritty. Your brain doesn't just process its meaning. It subtly activates the sensory and motor cortices associated with that experience. The word sharp may trigger a faint, unconscious activation in the parts of your brain that would process the feel of a pinprick or the concept of a knife's edge. This is a form of synesthetic processing where one sense bleeds into another. It's why metaphors are so powerful. They are not just linguistic flourishes, but neural realities. A smooth talker doesn't just sound persuasive. Your brain gets a tiny taste of that smoothness, making the description feel viscerally true. Language, in this way, is a full body experience. The position of your body can influence your negotiation stance. Sitting in a soft, comfortable chair doesn't just relax your muscles. It can soften your opinions. Research suggests that physical hardness or softness can prime associated concepts in the mind. Negotiators sitting in hard, rigid chairs tend to be more inflexible and stubborn in their deals, while those in soft, plush chairs are more likely to compromise and see the other person's perspective. The tactile experience of hard subconsciously reinforces cognitive rigidity, while soft encourages malleability. This extends beyond furniture. Holding a hard object can make you judge others as more strict, while holding a soft one can increase empathy. It is a profound reminder that the mind is not a disembodied processor. It is rooted in the flesh, and the state of the body constantly, quietly, informs the state of the mind. The brain has a dedicated grandmother cell network for recognizing specific important things. While not a single neuron, the concept of the grandmother cell points to a profound truth. Your brain has highly specialized neural ensembles that fire with remarkable specificity. You have a small cluster of cells that light up uniquely when you see your grandmother's face, another for your favorite coffee mug, and another for the sound of your own name. Through a lifetime of experience, your brain has carved out dedicated circuits for the people, objects, and concepts that hold the most significance. This is the neural basis of familiarity, the biological signature of what is precious to you. When you lose someone dear, these cells can fire in their absence, creating the ghost of a perception, the feeling of seeing them in a crowd or hearing their voice in another room. It is the mind's way of saying that what we love, we weave directly into the fabric of our biology. Listening to binaural beats can alter your brainwave patterns. When you listen to two slightly different tones, one in each ear, your brain does something remarkable. It perceives a third, phantom tone. The binaural beat, which is the mathematical difference between the two. This perceived rhythm can then entrain your brainwaves, guiding them into different states of consciousness. Delta waves for deep, dreamless sleep, theta for drowsy meditation and creativity, alpha for relaxed focus, and beta for active, alert concentration. It is a form of acoustic steering for the mind, using the brain's own tendency to synchronize with rhythmic stimuli. While the effects vary from person to person, it demonstrates a powerful principle. The mind's electrical symphony can be gently influenced from the outside, that the chaotic noise of thought can be coaxed into a more harmonious, coherent pattern by a simple, silent beat. Your peripheral vision is in black and white. While you experience a full color world, this is largely an illusion constructed by your brain. The central part of your retina, the fovea, is packed with color-sensitive cone cells, giving you the rich, detailed color vision you use to read and recognize faces. But your peripheral vision is dominated by rod cells, which are excellent for detecting motion and seeing in low light, but are mostly color blind. Your brain, master editor that it is, takes the color information from your central vision and skillfully paints it into your peripheral view based on context and memory. If you try to notice the color of an object in your far periphery without looking directly at it, you'll find it nearly impossible. You live in a high-definition color bubble, surrounded by a grayscale world that your brain kindly and constantly colorizes for you. The end of history illusion makes you believe your personal growth is mostly over. Psychologists have identified a curious bias. People of all ages consistently believe that they have changed significantly in the past, but will change very little in the future. The person you are today feels like the final, definitive version. Yet, in 5 or 10 years, you will look back and realize how much you have evolved. This illusion creates a sense of stability, but it can also blind us to our own potential for future growth. It makes us resistant to change and less forgiving of our past selves. Recognizing this illusion is liberating. It means that the person you are is not a finished product, but a work in progress. The story of your life is still being written, and the most interesting chapters may still be ahead. You can experience semantic satiation, where a word loses all meaning through repetition. Say a common word out loud, over and over again. Bowl, bowl. After a dozen or so repetitions, something strange will happen. The word will begin to feel like a meaningless sound, a bizarre collection of phonemes divorced from its concept. This is semantic satiation. It occurs because the neural pathways responsible for firing that word's meaning become temporarily fatigued from overuse. The sound is still being processed, but its connection to your mental dictionary has short-circuited. It is a fleeting glimpse into the machinery of language, a moment where the symbol becomes separated from the thing it symbolizes. It reveals that meaning is not an inherent property of a word, but a fragile, active connection in the brain. One that can, for a moment, be worn out like a tired muscle. Your brain creates a memory palace, more easily in familiar, spacious environments. The ancient technique of the method of loci, or memory palace, is more than a mnemonic trick. It is a direct tap into the brain's innate strengths. Our spatial memory, the ability to navigate and remember places, is one of our most powerful cognitive tools. By placing items you want to remember along a familiar route through your childhood home, or a well-known street, you are leveraging this robust system. The more spacious, distinct, and emotionally resonant the locations within your palace, the more durable the memories will be. This works because the hippocampus, vital for memory formation, is also the brain's primary GPS. It effortlessly links abstract information to concrete spatial contexts. To remember a grocery list, you don't strain to recall words, you simply take a mental walk and see the milk on the doorstep and the bread on the sofa. It is a way of thinking in pictures and places, a language your brain has spoken for millennia. The mere exposure effect makes you prefer things simply because they are familiar. You do not always choose what you like. Often, you like what you have already been exposed to. The mere exposure effect is a robust psychological principle. Repeated, unreinforced exposure to a stimulus, a face, a sound, a brand logo, is enough to increase your preference for it. This is why a song you initially dislike can become a favorite after hearing it on the radio a few times, or why a political candidate can gain support simply through name recognition. Familiarity, in the absence of any negative consequences, breeds not contempt, but comfort. The brain interprets the known as safe and the unknown as potentially threatening. This subconscious bias shapes your tastes in music, art, friends, and even ideologies, proving that your mind is often a creature of habit before it is a judge of quality. Your brain filters out the sensation of your clothes on your skin. Right now, unless you consciously think about it, you are probably unaware of the feeling of your shirt on your shoulders or your socks on your feet. This is due to a process called sensory adaptation. Your sensory neurons fire vigorously when a new stimulus is first detected. The moment you get dressed, but their activity gradually slows if the stimulus remains constant and non-threatening. Your brain, in its endless quest for efficiency, filters out this unchanging information to free up processing power for more important, novel stimuli, like a sudden touch or a change in temperature. It is a brilliant, automated editing system that prevents you from being perpetually overwhelmed by the constant hum of tactile information. The world you feel is not the world as it is, but a carefully curated report of what has changed a factor. The Tetris effect can happen after any prolonged, repetitive activity. After spending hours playing Tetris, people often report seeing the falling blocks in their mind, as they try to sleep, or mentally trying to fit real-world objects together. This phenomenon, the Tetris effect, is not limited to the game. It can occur after any immersive, patterned activity. After a long day of driving, you might feel the road moving beneath you as you lie in bed. After a day of coding, you might see the world in logical structures. After knitting, you might feel the phantom motions in your hands. Your brain, having been intensely trained in a specific pattern of perception and action, continues to run the simulation in the background, practicing and consolidating the new skill. It is a sign of neuroplasticity in action, of your mind so deeply engaged that it refuses to fully let go, continuing its work long after the conscious effort has ceased. The sound of your own voice is calming because it is the most familiar sound in the world. From the womb, the sound of your own heartbeat and the internal resonance of your own nascent voice have been your constant companions. As you grow, your voice becomes the auditory signature of yourself. Hearing it played back on a recording can be jarring because it lacks the low-frequency vibrations conducted through your skull. But the sound of your voice as you speak, or even as you think, in your own internal monologue, is a profound anchor. In moments of stress or loneliness, speaking to yourself, even silently, can be a powerful self-soothing mechanism. It is the sound of familiarity, of identity, of home. It reassures the primitive brain that the self is present and accounted for. A steady presence in a changing world. Your brain uses predictive coding to guess what you will see and hear before it happens. Perception is not a passive process of receiving information. It is an active process of making predictions. Your brain is constantly building models of the world based on past experience, and then using incoming sensory data to check for errors. When you hear a familiar song and can anticipate the next note, or when you finish someone's sentence, you are experiencing predictive coding. This is why you might mishear a lyric based on your expectation, or see a face in the shadows. Your brain is so eager to confirm its hypotheses that it sometimes jumps to conclusions. This top-down processing makes perception incredibly efficient, allowing you to function in a world of incomplete information. But it also means that you are always experiencing a version of the present that is slightly in the future, a best-guess simulation of reality that is only corrected when the world surprises you. The isolation effect makes unique items on a list more memorable. In a long, monotonous list, the one item that is different, a word written in red ink, an object that is wildly out of place, will be remembered far more easily than all the others. This is the von Restorff effect, or the isolation effect. The brain's attentional systems are drawn to novelty and distinctiveness as a matter of survival. What stands out could be a threat or an opportunity. This is why advertisers use unusual imagery, why teachers use props, and why you remember the one person at a party who was wearing a completely different style of clothing. Your memory is not a fair and balanced recorder. It is a storyteller that highlights the unusual, the bizarre, and the break in the pattern, ensuring that the anomalies of your experience are given priority in the archives of your mind. Your brain can learn to regulate its own activity through neurofeedback. Imagine being able to watch your own brain waves as they ripple and peak, and through sheer will, learn to calm the storm or summon a wave of focus. This is the promise of neurofeedback. By providing real-time audio or visual feedback of brain activity, Individuals can learn to self-regulate states that are normally automatic. With practice, people with ADHD can train themselves to sustain beta waves for focus, or those with anxiety can learn to cultivate calming alpha rhythms. It is a profound demonstration of the mind's ability to observe and modify itself. It turns the abstract concept of calm down into a concrete, learnable skill. This biofeedback loop reveals that the brain is not a black box, but a system that can be tuned like an instrument. Once it is given the right kind of mirror, videomotor effect can make you move without conscious intention. Your thoughts have a direct physical influence on your body, sometimes in ways that bypass conscious control. The ideomotor effect is the phenomenon where thinking about a motion creates a tiny unconscious muscular impulse toward that motion. This is the principle behind dowsing rods and Ouija boards. The subtle, unintended movements of the participants guide the planchette, creating the illusion of an external force. But it operates in everyday life too. When you watch an athlete and subtly tense your own muscles in empathy, or when you steer a car slightly in the direction you are looking, you are experiencing this effect. It reveals that the boundary between thought and action is porous. An idea is not just an abstract thing, it is a tiny physical command. A whisper to the muscles that is usually, but not always, kept in check by the conscious mind. When your brain processes metaphors as if they were physical experiences. When you read that someone has a rough day or a heavy heart, your brain doesn't just process the words semantically. The sensory and motor cortices associated with the concepts of rough texture and heavy weight show increased activity. Your mind literally feels the roughness and the weight. This embodied cognition means that metaphor is not just a literary device, it is a fundamental structure of thought. We understand abstract concepts by grounding them in physical experience. A warm relationship activates areas linked to physical warmth. A forward-thinking plan engages the motor areas for moving ahead. Language is thus a full-body experience, and the stories we tell ourselves are felt, not just thought. We navigate the abstract world of ideas by using a map drawn from the physical world of our bodies, and the observer effect applies to your own thoughts. Observing them changes them. In the quantum world, the act of observing a particle changes its behavior. A similar principle operates in the landscape of your mind. The moment you turn your attention to a thought or an emotion, you alter it. A passing feeling of anxiety, when noticed and labeled, can either diminish in power or, if you resist it, grow stronger. A creative idea, when scrutinized too early, can wither under the harsh light of conscious judgment. This is the foundation of mindfulness, the practice of observing thoughts without attachment. By simply watching your thoughts as they arise and pass, like clouds in the sky, you change your relationship to them. You are no longer swept away by the storm, but are the silent, steady sky that contains it. The act of observation is an intervention, a gentle power to transform the inner world simply by paying a certain kind of attention. Your brain has a reticular activating system that acts as a gatekeeper for your attention. Deep in your brainstem lies a network of neurons called the reticular activating system. RAS. This is your mind's ultimate bouncer, deciding what information from your senses is important enough to be let into the VIP lounge of your conscious awareness. It is what allows you to hear your name spoken in a noisy room, the cocktail party effect. The RAS is tuned by your goals, interests, and fears. If you decide you want to buy a red car, you will suddenly see red cars everywhere. Your RAS has been primed to filter for that specific information. It creates your reality not by showing you everything, but by highlighting what it deems relevant based on the instructions you have given it, both consciously and unconsciously. You see not what is, but what you are looking for. The Dunning-Kruger effect causes low-skilled individuals to overestimate their ability. In a cruel twist of cognitive bias, the skills required to be good at a task are often the same skills required to accurately assess one's own ability at that task. People with low ability in a domain suffer a double curse. They make mistakes, and their lack of metacognitive skill prevents them from recognizing those mistakes. They are too unskilled to know they are unskilled. Conversely, highly competent people often underestimate their abilities, assuming that tasks which are easy for them are also easy for others. This effect explains why the most confident person in the room is not always the most capable, and why true experts are often humbled by their awareness of all they do not know. It is a reminder that self-awareness is a skill in itself, one that must be cultivated alongside any other pursuit. You have a behavioral immune system that subconsciously avoids people who look sick, ***, long before your biological immune system swings into action. Your brain has a psychological first line of defense. This behavioral immune system is tuned to detect subtle cues of illness in others, pale skin, coughs, lethargy, skin lesions, and triggers feelings of disgust and avoidance. This instinct, honed over millennia to prevent the spread of contagion, operates quickly and subconsciously. It can, unfortunately, also be triggered by people who are not sick, but have features that our primitive brains misinterpret as signs of disease, contributing to prejudice and social stigma. It is a deep, ancient programming that reveals how our social behaviors are still powerfully shaped by the primordial need to survive in a world full of invisible threats. Form the peak end rule means you remember only the peak and the end of an experience. ***, your memory of a past event is not an average of every moment. It is a story constructed from just 2 data points, the most intense moment, the peak, whether good or bad, and the final moment, the end. A vacation with a wonderful week but a terrible, stressful journey home will be remembered as a bad vacation. A painful medical procedure that ends with a gradual lessening of pain will be remembered as less terrible than one that ends abruptly at a high level of discomfort. This is why customer service strives to end on a positive note, and why a conflict that is resolved peacefully can salvage a damaged relationship. Your autobiographical self is a poor historian. It doesn't keep a detailed ledger of pleasure and pain, but writes a mythologized version of events based on their emotional climax and their final cadence. Your brain can enter a hypnagogic state where creativity and bizarre thoughts merge. ***, in the twilight zone between wakefulness and sleep lies the hypnagogic state. In this fluid, dreamlike realm, the logical constraints of the waking mind dissolve. Images, sounds, and ideas float by in a bizarre, often insightful parade. It is a state of free association, where the brain connects disparate concepts in novel ways. Inventors, artists, and scientists from Salvador Dali to Thomas Edison have deliberately sought this state to solve creative problems. Dali would nap holding a key over a metal plate. The moment he fell asleep, his hand would relax. The key would clatter, and he would wake up, capturing the surreal images from the edge of dream. In this liminal space, the mind is both asleep and awake, a cauldron of creativity where the impossible seems, for a moment, perfectly logical. The pratfall effect makes competent people more likable after they make a mistake. ***, perfection can be intimidating and creates distance. The pratfall effect is the counterintuitive finding that people who are seen as highly competent become more attractive and likable after they commit a minor, relatable blunder. Spilling a drink, tripping over a word. The mistake makes them seem human, vulnerable, and approachable. It breaks the illusion of invulnerability and allows others to connect with them. This only works if the person is already perceived as competent. A series of mistakes from an unskilled person only confirms their inability. It is a nuanced social calculus that reveals our deep desire for both excellence and authenticity. We don't want flawless idols. We want talented, capable people who are, like us, beautifully imperfect. Your brain contains grid cells that create a hexagonal coordinate system for navigation. Nestled within your entorhinal cortex, a special class of neurons called grid cells fire in a stunningly precise hexagonal pattern as you move through an environment. This neural network acts as an internal GPS, creating a coordinate map of your surroundings. It is how you can take a novel shortcut or instinctively know how to return to a starting point. These cells are the reason you can navigate your house in the dark. Your brain has a perfect abstract map of the space. This system is so fundamental that it is also active when you navigate imaginary or conceptual spaces, like mentally organizing ideas. The same brain cells that help you find your way through a forest also help you find your way through a complex problem. Your mind thinks in maps, and at its core, it uses the geometry of hexagons to chart the territory of your world. The Benjamin Franklin effect makes you like someone more after you do them a favor. It seems logical that we do favors for people we like, but the reverse is also powerfully true. We grow to like people for whom we have done favors. When you invest your time, energy, or resources in someone, your brain seeks to resolve the cognitive dissonance between your action. I helped this person and your potential feeling. I don't really like them. The easiest resolution is to decide that you must like them after all. This is why asking a minor favor from someone can be a more effective way to build rapport than doing a favor for them. Your request gives them a chance to invest in you, and through that investment, their mind persuades itself of your value. It is a subtle alchemy where action shapes attitude, and we become bonded to those we have chosen to help. To have mirror neurons that fire both when you act and when you see others act. Scattered throughout your brain are a special class of cells called mirror neurons. They activate when you perform a specific action, like grabbing a cup, and also when you see someone else perform that same action. This neural mirroring is the biological basis of empathy, imitation, and understanding others' intentions. It is why you wince when you see someone get hurt, why a yawn is contagious, and why you can feel the effort of a dancer on stage. These neurons create a shared experiential space, blurring the line between self and other. They allow you to feel what others are feeling, not through logic, but through a direct, embodied simulation. They are the neural glue of social connection, the reason we can resonate with each other. Joys and sorrows on a level deeper than words. The framing effect means your decisions are influenced by how options are presented. Your choices are not made in a vacuum. They are profoundly shaped by context and wording. The framing effect demonstrates that people will make different decisions based on whether information is presented as a gain or a loss. Patients are more likely to choose a surgery with a 90% survival rate than one with a 10% mortality rate, even though they are statistically identical. We are generally risk-averse when a positive frame is presented, eager to secure a gain and risk-seeking when a negative frame is presented, desperate to avoid a loss. Marketers, politicians, and doctors use this to sway decisions every day. It reveals that our rationality is often a slave to emotional perception. The same fact, in a different linguistic costume, can lead your mind to a completely different conclusion. Your brain can unhear a word once it has been misheard in a song lyric. The Monde Green. A mishearing of a song lyric can become permanently lodged in your brain. Once you hear "there is a bathroom on the right," instead of "there is a bad moon on the rise," it can be almost impossible to unhear it. This happens because your brain's predictive coding, having made a successful, if incorrect interpretation, reinforces that neural pathway. The initial mishearing creates a strong prior, a top-down expectation that shapes all future perception of that sound. Your brain prefers its own coherent, if flawed story over the chaotic, ambiguous reality of the sound waves. It is a small, stubborn testament to the power of belief over evidence. showing that your perception of the world is often just the story you've decided to tell yourself about it. The spotlight effect makes you feel as if you are constantly being observed, *** in the social world. You often feel as though a spotlight is on you, and that your every minor flaw or faux pas is being noted by others. This is the spotlight effect, a cognitive bias that causes us to overestimate how much others notice our appearance and behavior. In reality, most people are the stars of their own show, too preoccupied with their own spotlight to scrutinize yours. This bias stems from our innate egocentrism. It is difficult to step outside our own perspective. Understanding the spotlight effect can be a tremendous relief, a liberation from the prison of self-consciousness. It allows you to move through the world with a lighter step, knowing that the audience you imagine is largely a phantom, and that you are free to be yourself, unobserved in the comforting anonymity of other people, as inattention. Your brain gives you a somatic marker to help with decision making ***, faced with a complex choice. Your conscious mind can become paralyzed by analysis. This is when your somatic markers come to the rescue. These are gut feelings, hunches, or emotional signals that your body generates based on past experiences. When you think about a potentially bad choice, you might get a tight feeling in your stomach, a negative somatic marker that steers you away. A positive option might feel light and exciting. These markers are the body's way of summarizing a vast database of unconscious knowledge. They are not infallible, but they are incredibly efficient, cutting through cognitive gridlock. Your best decisions are often a partnership between a logical analysis and a wise, wordless feeling in the pit of your stomach. The wisdom of the body speaking to the mind. The availability heuristic makes you fear rare but dramatic events more than common ones. ***, your brain estimates the likelihood of an event based on how easily examples come to mind. This is the availability heuristic, because plane crashes are dramatic and receive extensive media coverage. They are more available in your memory than car accidents, making flying feel more dangerous than driving, despite the statistics proving the opposite. Similarly, after seeing news reports about shark attacks, you might be hesitant to swim in the ocean. This mental shortcut is efficient, but easily biased by vividness and recency. It explains why we worry about the wrong things. Our fears shaped not by probability, but by storytelling and emotion. Your risk assessment is a narrative, not a calculation, written by the most sensational headlines of your memory. You can experience micro-expressions that flash your true emotions for a fraction of a second. ***, even the most skilled liar cannot fully control the fleeting, involuntary contractions of the facial muscles known as micro-expressions. These expressions, lasting just 1/25th to 1/5 of a second, reveal a person's genuine emotion before the conscious brain can suppress it or replace it with a feigned expression. A flash of anger, a flicker of contempt, a moment of fear, they all leak out, visible to a trained eye. These micro-expressions are a window into the amygdala's raw, unfiltered response. They are the truth, told in a blink, and miss it language. While they can be used for deception detection, they are also a reminder of our profound emotional transparency beneath the social mask. Our true feelings are always whispering, if only someone knows how to look. The anchoring effect means the first number you hear influences all subsequent judgments. ***, when making a numerical estimate, your mind latches onto an initial piece of information, the anchor, and adjusts insufficiently away from it. If you are asked if the population of a city is more or less than 5 million, and then asked to guess the actual population, your guess will be biased toward 5 million. This initial number, even if it is random, sets the stage for your thinking. This is why retailers show the original price next to the sale price. The high anchor makes the sale price seem like a fantastic deal. It is used in salary negotiations and real estate offers. Your judgment is not a pure calculation. It is a relative assessment. heavily influenced by the first point of reference your mind is given. You don't decide in a vacuum. You decide in relation to an anchor, often thrown down by someone else. Your brain has a claustrum, a thin sheet of neurons that may be the seat of consciousness. *** tucked beneath the cerebral cortex is a mysterious, thin layer of neurons called the claustrum. It has connections to almost every region of the cortex, acting as a potential conductor of the brain's symphony. Some neuroscientists, like the late Francis Crick, hypothesize that the claustrum is crucial for integrating the various sensory and cognitive processes into a single, unified conscious experience. The movie of your mind, stimulating the claustrum in epileptic patients, has been shown to temporarily and completely switch off consciousness. While its exact function is still debated, the claustrum represents one of the great frontiers of neuroscience. It may be the tiny central stage where the scattered processes of the brain come together to create the seamless reality you experience as you. The self-serving bias makes you attribute successes to yourself and failures to external factors. ***, when you succeed, you are likely to credit your own talent, hard work, and intelligence. But when you fail, you are more likely to blame bad luck, a difficult situation, or other people. This self-serving bias protects your self-esteem. It allows you to maintain a positive self-image in the face of setbacks. While it can be adaptive, it can also blind you to your own mistakes and prevent growth. It is why teams often claim victory as a group effort, but attribute loss to a few individuals. This bias is the storyteller in your mind, always crafting a narrative where you are the hero, or at least the sympathetic protagonist, of your own life, buffeted by circumstances in failure and triumphant through your own virtue in success. You have a vestibular system that gives you a sense of balance and spatial orientation. ***, deep within your inner ear lies a delicate fluid filled network of canals and chambers, the vestibular system. This is your biological gyroscope, constantly sending information to your brain about your head's position, movement. It works in concert with your vision and proprioception, your sense of body position, to keep you balanced and oriented in space. When this system is disrupted, as in vertigo or seasickness, the world seems to spin uncontrollably. It is also why spinning in circles disorients you. The fluid in your canals continues to move, tricking your brain into thinking you are still spinning after you. Stopped. This silent, unseen system is the reason you can walk, run, and dance without falling. A masterpiece of biological engineering that gives you the gift of equilibrium in a world of motion. The halo effect makes you assume a person with one positive trait has many others. ***, if you find someone physically attractive, you are more likely to assume they are also intelligent, kind, and competent, even in the absence of any evidence. This is the halo effect. A single, salient positive trait casts a halo over the entire person, influencing your perception of their other qualities. The reverse, the horn effect, also applies. One negative trait can color your entire perception. This is why first impressions are so powerful and so difficult to change. Your brain, seeking cognitive efficiency, uses a single data point to create a whole profile. It is a mental shortcut that can lead to profound misjudgments, proving that we often see not the person in front of us, but the shadow cast by our own initial, fragmentary impressions. For your brain can experience aphantasia, an inability to form mental images. ***, for most people, the instruction, picture a beach, conjures a vivid mental image of sand, waves, and sky. But for individuals with aphantasia, this command results in nothing. No image. They can know what a beach is, describe it conceptually, and remember being at one but they cannot voluntarily visualize it. This condition reveals a stunning diversity in human subjective experience. The mind, SI, is not a universal given. For those with a fantasia, thinking is a more abstract, language-based or factual process. It demonstrates that consciousness is not a single, standard, issue product, but a spectrum of experiences. The internal world of thought can be built from images, words, sensations, or pure knowing, a reminder that the landscape of the mind is vaster and more varied than we often assume. The sleeper effect means you may be more persuaded by a message days after hearing it. *** over time. You tend to forget the source of a message faster than you forget the message itself. This can lead to the sleeper effect, a persuasive message from a low credibility source, initially dismissed, can gain influence over time as the memory of the untrustworthy source fades. The discredited argument, now disconnected from its dubious origin, stands alone and begins to seem more plausible. This is why propaganda and misinformation can be so insidious. Your brain is a sieve for context, and what remains is often just the core idea, stripped of the warning labels that once accompanied it. It shows that persuasion is not always immediate sometimes. The most powerful ideas are the ones that seep into your mind slowly, under the cover of forgetting. You have procedural memory, for skills you can perform without conscious thought. *** riding a bike, typing on a keyboard, playing a familiar song on the piano. These are all stored in your procedural memory. This is a type of long-term memory responsible for knowing how to do things, as opposed to knowing that something is the case. Declarative memory. Procedural memories are often difficult to describe in words and are encoded in deeper brain structures like the basal ganglia and cerebellum. They are formed through slow, deliberate practice and, once mastered, become automatic and remarkably durable. This is why you never forget how to ride a bike, even after decades. It is the memory of the body, a wisdom held in the muscles and nerves, a silent competence that operates in the background, freeing your conscious mind to focus on the novel and the new civi. The Barnum effect makes you believe vague, general personality descriptions are uniquely accurate. ***, you have a great need for other people to like and admire you. You have a tendency to be critical of yourself. You have a great deal of unused capacity which you have not turned to your advantage. These statements, found in horoscopes and fortune cookies, feel uniquely insightful. This is the Barnum effect, or Forer effect. You accept these vague, generalized descriptions as personally relevant because they apply to almost everyone. The human mind is a pattern-seeking engine, and when presented with a description of a large group, it readily finds evidence in its own life to confirm it. It is a testament to our desire for self-knowledge and our vulnerability to flattery. We are so eager to be understood that we will see our own unique reflection in a mirror designed for the masses. Your brain can experience sleep paralysis, where you are awake but unable to move. *** in the transition between sleep and wakefulness, particularly when falling asleep or waking up. You can experience a terrifying phenomenon, sleep paralysis. Your mind becomes conscious, but your body remains in the muscle atonia paralysis of REM sleep. This disconnect can be accompanied by intense hallucinations, a feeling of a malevolent presence in the room, pressure on the chest, or the sensation of floating. This happens because the brain's dream generating machinery is still partially active while the motor inhibition of sleep hasn't yet been switched off. Throughout history, this experience has been interpreted as alien abduction, demonic visitation, or witchcraft. It is a stark reminder that the feeling of inhabiting a body is an active construction of the brain, and that this construction can, for a few frightening minutes, come undone. For confirmation bias leads you to seek and favor information that confirms your existing beliefs. ***, one of the most powerful and pervasive of all cognitive biases. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports 1. Spree, existing beliefs or values. If you believe a certain political party is corrupt, you will readily notice and remember every story of their misconduct, while dismissing or forgetting similar stories about the party you support. We surround ourselves with people and media that reinforce our views, creating an echo chamber. This bias protects our worldview from disruption, but it also makes learning and growth incredibly difficult. It is the mind's immune system against disconfirming evidence, a fortress of belief that is highly resistant to the siege of facts. You have mechanoreceptors that allow you to feel different types of touch. ***, your skin is not a single, uniform sensor. It is equipped with a variety of specialized nerve endings called mechanoreceptors, each tuned to a different type of tactile information. Meissner's corpuscles are sensitive to light touch and flutter, Merkel's discs to pressure and texture, Ruffini endings to skin stretch, and Pacinian corpuscles to deep pressure and vibration. This division of labor allows you to distinguish between the gentle brush of a feather, the firm grip of a handshake, the vibration of a phone, and the exquisite detail of a braille dot. Your sense of touch is not one sense, but a symphony of many, each playing its own part to create the rich, textured experience of physical contact with the world. The over-justification effect can make you lose intrinsic interest in a activity after being rewarded for it. ***, if you love drawing for its own sake, and then someone starts paying you to draw, a strange thing can happen. Your intrinsic motivation can be crowded out by the external reward. The over-justification effect occurs when an expected external incentive, like money or a prize, diminishes a person's intrinsic motivation to perform a task. You begin to attribute your behavior to the reward. I'm only doing this for the money, rather than to your inherent interest. This is why rewarding children for reading can sometimes backfire, making them less likely to read for pleasure later. It reveals the delicate ecology of motivation. The mind is a careful accountant of why we do things, and when the external reason is introduced, it can erase the internal one, turning a passion into a job. Your brain uses cognitive maps to navigate social hierarchies as well as physical spaces. ***, just as you have a mental map of your city, you have a detailed, dynamic cognitive map of your social world. Your brain constantly tracks the status, relationships, alliances, and personalities of the people around you. You know who is friends with who has influence, and how to navigate conversations to maintain or improve your own standing. This social GPS is housed in the same prefrontal and temporal regions that handle spatial navigation. Getting lost in a social situation, saying the wrong thing to the wrong person, feels remarkably similar to getting lost in a new town. This shows that our social intelligence is not a separate module. It is an extension of our most fundamental navigational skills, applied to the complex and ever-changing landscape of human relationships. The recency illusion makes you believe a word or idea you just learned has been around forever. ***, shortly after you learn a new word, a concept, or the name of an obscure actor, you seem to encounter it everywhere. This is the recency illusion. Of course, the word or concept was always there. You simply didn't have the mental category to notice it. Now that your brain has a tag for it, it pops out from the background noise of your life. It is a combination of selective attention and confirmation bias. Your perceptual system is primed to detect the newly acquired information, creating the uncanny feeling that the universe is suddenly conspiratorially placing this thing in your path. It is a pleasant reminder that learning changes not just what you know, but what you see. Frisson. You can experience frisson, a sudden thrill or shiver from music or art. ***, the French word frisson describes a sudden, passing sensation of excitement, a shudder or thrill that often manifests as goosebumps on the skin. It is frequently triggered by an emotional peak in a piece of music, a soaring vocal, an unexpected harmonic resolution, a powerful crescendo. It can also be triggered by a profoundly moving scene in a film, a beautiful passage in a book, or even a deeply felt memory. Frisson is thought to be related to a sudden euphoric release of dopamine in the brain. Reward pathways. It is the body's physical echo of a moment of transcendent beauty or emotional power, a brief, delicious seizure of the spirit that reminds us that art and music are not just entertainment, but direct lines to the deepest parts of our emotional core. The just world hypothesis is the belief that the world is fundamentally fair, leading to victim blaming. Many people hold a deep-seated, often unconscious belief that the world is a just and orderly place where people generally get what they deserve. This just world hypothesis is a comforting illusion that helps us feel safe and in control. However, when confronted with innocent suffering, a person being laid off, getting a terrible disease, or being a victim of crime, this belief is threatened. To resolve the cognitive dissonance, people often resort to blaming the victim. They must have done something to deserve their fate. This subconscious reasoning allows the observer to maintain their belief in a just world, but at a terrible cost, a lack of compassion for those who are suffering. It is a dark side of our need for order, a psychological defense mechanism that builds a wall between us and the chaotic, often unfair, nature of reality. Your brain contains place cells that fire only when you are in a specific location. Within your hippocampus, there are neurons known as place cells. Each one becomes active only when you are in a particular location in your environment. Your favorite chair, a specific spot on your daily walk, the doorstep of your home. Together, these cells create a neural map of your surroundings. They are the reason you have a sense of place. The discovery of place cells and their partners, the grid cells, was so significant it won the Nobel Prize in 2014. They are the biological basis of your internal GPS, the tiny beacons that light up your mental map, telling you, you are here. They are the physical manifestation of your memory for places, the neural signature of location that roots your experiences in a physical world. The illusion of transparency makes you feel as if your inner states are obvious to others. You feel anxious and are convinced that everyone in the room can see your heart pounding through your chest. You tell a lie and are sure your guilt is written plainly on your face. This is the illusion of transparency, the tendency to overestimate the extent to which your personal mental state is known to others. In reality, people are far less observant than we fear. Your internal world is mostly private. This bias is a product of our own privileged access to our thoughts and feelings. We know our own states so intimately that it is difficult to imagine others aren't privy to them. The relief that comes from understanding this illusion is profound. It means you can be a swirling storm of emotion on the inside while presenting a calm, collected exterior to the world. Your inner life is your own secret garden, visited only by invitation. You have thermoreceptors that detect hot and cold, but they can be fooled. Your perception of temperature is not an absolute measurement. It is a relative one, detected by specialized nerve endings called thermoreceptors. This is why a lukewarm bowl of water can feel hot to a cold hand and cold to a warm hand. A famous demonstration of this is the thermal grill illusion, where interlacing warm and cool bars create the sensation of intense, searing heat. Even though no single bar is hot enough to cause pain, your brain misinterprets the simultaneous signals of warm and cold as burning hot. This reveals that what you feel is not the world itself, but your brain's best guess about the world. A guess that can be tricked by conflicting information. Your sense of reality is a hypothesis. And sometimes it is a flawed one. Fundamental attribution error makes you blame people as character for their actions, while blaming situation for your own. ***, when someone else cuts you off in traffic, you are likely to think, "What a jerk," a character attribution. But when you cut someone else off, you think, "I had to swerve to avoid a pothole," a situational attribution. This is the fundamental attribution error, or correspondence bias. We tend to overemphasize personality-based explanations for the behavior of others while overemphasizing situational explanations for our own behavior. This happens because when we observe others, their behavior is the most salient thing. Their situation is often invisible to us. But when we act, we are acutely aware of the pressures and constraints of our own situation. This bias is a major source of misunderstanding and conflict, a perpetual gap in empathy that can only be bridged by a conscious effort to imagine the hidden context of other people's lives. Your brain can experience prosopagnosia, an inability to recognize familiar faces. ***, also known as face blindness. Prosopagnosia is a neurological condition where the ability to recognize faces is impaired. While other aspects of visual processing and memory remain intact, people with this condition can see a face perfectly clearly. They can describe its features, but they cannot connect it to an identity. They may fail to recognize their spouse, their child, or their own reflection in a mirror. They often develop compensatory strategies, recognizing people by their voice, gait, or hairstyle. This condition, which can be present from birth or acquired through brain injury, highlights the incredible specialization of the brain. It shows that recognizing a face is not a simple act of vision, but a complex, dedicated neurological process, one that, when missing, reveals just how much we take for granted in the seamless flow of social perception. The spacing effect is the reason cramming is less effective than distributed learning. ***, if you want to remember something for the long term, the worst thing you can do is to study it intensively in a single session. The spacing effect or distributed practice is one of the most robust findings in all of psychology. We learn and remember more effectively when our study sessions are spread out over time. Cramming may get you through a test tomorrow, but the information will be gone within weeks. Spaced repetition, on the other hand, creates durable memories. This is because the effort required to retrieve a memory that is starting to fade actually strengthens the memory trace. Each time you successfully recall the information, after a delay, you are carving the pathway a little deeper. It is the difference between writing in sand and chiseling in stone. The mind, it seems, prefers a gentle, persistent rain to a sudden flood. You have nociceptors that detect potential harm, but pain is created in the brain. ***, your body is equipped with specialized nerve endings called nociceptors that respond to potentially damaging stimuli, extreme heat, pressure, or chemicals released from injured cells. However, these signals are not pain. They are just raw data. Pain is the brain's interpretation of this data, an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience that it creates to motivate you to protect the body. This is why you can feel pain in a phantom limb, or why two people with the same injury can experience vastly different levels of pain. The brain can amplify or dampen pain signals based on context, attention, and emotion. A soldier in battle may not feel a wound, while the same injury in a safe environment would be agonizing. Pain is not a measure of tissue damage. It is the brain's opinion about that damage. Isuti, the sunk cost fallacy, makes you continue a endeavor because of previously invested resources. We already spent so much time, money, effort on this. I can quit now. This is the sunk cost fallacy. The tendency to continue an investment based on the cumulative prior investment, the sunk cost, even if future costs outweigh the benefits. We stay in bad relationships, finish boring books, and continue failing projects because we don't want our past investment to feel wasted. But rational decision, decision-making should be based on future prospects, not past expenses. The sunk cost is gone, whether you continue or not. This fallacy is a powerful emotional trap, a loyalty to our past selves that can blind us to the needs of our present and future. Letting go is not admitting defeat. It is making a wise choice for the person you are now. Your brain has a prefrontal cortex that acts as the conductor of your impulses and decisions. Asterisk behind your forehead lies the prefrontal cortex PFC, the brain's executive center. This is the seat of your willpower, your judgment, your planning, and your impulse control. It is what allows you to resist a tempting dessert, to focus on a difficult task, and to consider the long-term consequences of your actions. The PFC is the last part of the brain to fully mature, not reaching full development until your mid-20s, which explains the impulsivity and risk-taking of adolescence. When the PFC is damaged, people can undergo dramatic personality changes, becoming impulsive, socially inappropriate, and unable to plan for the future. It is the civilized, rational part of you, the internal parent that tries to manage the emotional, primal drives of the older brain regions. It is the voice of later in a world that constantly screams, now. Suji actor. Observer bias makes you attribute your own actions to situation and others. Actions to their character, closely related to the fundamental attribution error, the actor. Observer bias specifies that this tendency flips depending on whether you are the actor or the observer. When you are the phony actor doing the behavior, you attribute your actions to the situation you are in. When you are the 4D observer watching someone else, you attribute their actions to their character or personality. You are late for work because of traffic situation. Your coworker is late because they are lazy character. This bias arises from the differences in perspective and information. You have a rich internal awareness of the situational factors affecting you, but you lack that same insight for others. Overcoming this bias requires a conscious effort of empathy, of mentally trading places with the other person to imagine the invisible pressures they might be under. You can experience chronostasis, where the second hand of a clock seems to freeze when you first look at it. When you quickly shift your gaze to a clock with a second hand, the first tick you see appears to take longer than the subsequent ones. This is the stopped clock illusion, or chronostasis. It happens because your brain, during the rapid eye movement, a saccade, briefly suppresses visual processing to avoid a blurry image. To create a seamless perception, it retrospectively fills in. The gap with the first image you see after the movement is complete. So, you feel as though you are looking at the clock for the entire duration of that first second. It is a small, everyday glitch in the matrix of perception, a demonstration that your conscious experience is an edited post-produced narrative, not a live broadcast. Vivian, the outgroup homogeneity effect, makes you see members of other groups as all alike. They all look the same. This statement, often a symptom of prejudice, has a basis in a cognitive bias called the outgroup homogeneity effect. We tend to see members of our own group, the in-group, as individuals with distinct personalities and traits, while we perceive members of other groups, the outgroups, as being more similar to each other. This is because we have much more varied and detailed experiences with our in-group, which allows us to see its diversity. Our contact with outgroups is often more limited and stereotyped. This bias simplifies the social world, but at the cost of dehumanizing others. It is the cognitive root of stereotyping, a failure of the mind to extend the same generous complexity to outsiders that it readily grants to its own tribe. Your brain uses heuristics, or mental shortcuts, to make quick judgments. Your brain is a magnificent but lazy organ. To save time and energy, it relies on heuristics. Simple, efficient rules of thumb that are usually correct but can lead to systematic errors, cognitive biases. The availability heuristic, judging likelihood by ease of recall. the representativeness heuristic, judging by similarity to a stereotype, and the effect heuristic relying on emotional responses are all examples. These shortcuts allow you to make snap decisions in a complex world. You could function without them, but they are also the source of most of our irrational judgments. Understanding heuristics is like getting a user manual for your own mind. It allows you to recognize when you are taking a mental shortcut and to pause, when necessary, for a more deliberate, analytical route. The endowment effect makes you value something more highly simply because you own it. ***, once you own an object, its value increases in your mind. This is the endowment effect. In experiments, people demand a much higher price to sell a mug. They've just been given than they would be willing to pay to buy the same mug. Ownership creates an emotional attachment. The object becomes woven into your sense of self. Letting go of it feels like a loss, and because we are loss-averse, we feel the pain of loss more acutely than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. We overvalue what we have. This explains why it is so hard to declutter, why collectors hold on to items long after their practical value is gone, and why negotiations can stall over seemingly trivial items. The mere fact of possession casts a golden glow of value over the most ordinary of objects. You have baroreceptors that monitor your blood pressure and can influence anxiety. *** in your arteries, particularly in the carotid sinus and aortic arch, are specialized sensors called baroreceptors. They constantly monitor your blood pressure and send signals to your brain to help regulate it. Intriguingly, these signals also influence emotional states. When baroreceptors fire, as they do when blood pressure rises, they have a mild inhibitory effect on the brain's fear and anxiety centers. This is one reason why deep, slow breathing is calming. It leads to more consistent pressure changes, stimulating the baroreceptors and sending a stand-down signal to the amygdala. There is a direct, physical line from the rhythm of your heart and breath to the volume of your anxiety. Calming the body can, quite literally, calm the mind. Vicieu's false consensus effect makes you believe that your own opinions are more common than they are. ***, you tend to overestimate the extent to which others share your beliefs, values, and behaviors. This is the false consensus effect. If you enjoy hiking, you likely think that a large percentage of the population also enjoys hiking. If you hold a particular political view, you assume it is more widespread than it actually is. This happens because we are most familiar with people who are similar to us, our social circle, and we use them as a sample for the whole population. It also serves an ego protective function. Being in the majority feels safer. This bias contributes to political polarization and social misunderstanding, as we are continually surprised that others don't see the world the same obvious way that we do. Your brain can experience synesthesia, where senses are blended together. *** for a small percentage of the population, the senses are not neatly separated. In synesthesia, stimulation of one sensory or cognitive pathway leads to automatic involuntary experiences in a second pathway. A person might see specific colors when they hear musical notes, taste shapes, or perceive numbers as having distinct personalities and spatial positions. For them, the number 7 might always be a friendly yellow entity that lives in the upper left of their mental space. This is not a metaphor. It is a genuine perceptual phenomenon, believed to be caused by increased cross-wiring between different brain regions. Synesthesia offers a breathtaking glimpse into the brain's potential for diverse experiences. It suggests that the way we perceive the world is just one of many possible configurations, and that the boundaries between the senses are more fluid than we imagine. The illusion of control makes you feel you can influence outcomes that are actually random. *** people often behave as if they have control over chance events. They will throw dice harder for a high number, and softer for a low number. They will choose their own lottery numbers over random ones, believing it improves their odds. This is the illusion of control. In a complex and unpredictable world, the feeling of control is deeply comforting. It reduces anxiety and gives us a sense of agency. This is why rituals are so powerful in sports and gambling. The action, even if it has no causal effect, makes us feel like active participants in our fate rather than passive victims of chance. It is a testament to our deep need for agency, a need so strong that we will invent it where it does not exist. You have proprioceptors that tell your brain where your body parts are without looking. ***, close your eyes and touch your nose with your finger. The ability to do this effortlessly is thanks to your proprioceptive sense. Proprioceptors, located in your muscles, tendons, and joints, constantly send information to your brain about the position and movement of your body parts. This sixth sense is what allows you to walk without watching your feet, type without looking at the keyboard, and navigate a dark room. It is the silent, continuous feedback loop that creates your sense of bodily self. When this system is impaired by injury or neurological disease, movement becomes clumsy and uncoordinated. You become a stranger in your own body, a pilot who has lost connection with the ship. Proprioception is the invisible thread that stitches your mind to your physical form. The curse of knowledge makes it hard to imagine what it is like not to know something you know. ***, once you understand a concept, it becomes incredibly difficult to reconstruct the state of mind of someone who doesn't understand it. This is the curse of knowledge. An expert physicist cannot easily remember how confusing quantum mechanics was before they learned it. A seasoned programmer struggles to write instructions for a complete beginner. This cognitive bias explains why teachers sometimes skip steps in their explanations, and why communication between experts and novices is often fraught with misunderstanding. Your own knowledge seems so obvious that you underestimate how much others need it explained. It is a barrier to empathy in teaching and communication, a wall built from the very bricks of your own expertise. Your brain can experience depersonalization, a feeling of being detached from your own self. ***, in moments of extreme stress, trauma, or fatigue, you can have the bizarre and unsettling experience of depersonalization, a feeling that you are an outside observer of your own thoughts, feelings, and body. The world may feel dreamlike or foggy, and your own actions may feel robotic. This is thought to be a defense mechanism, a way for the brain to distance itself from overwhelming experience. While transient episodes are not uncommon, persistent depersonalization can be a symptom of a disorder. It is a stark demonstration that the sense of self is a fragile construction. Like a projector creating an image on a screen, the brain can, under certain conditions, make you feel as though you are sitting in the audience, watching the movie of your own life from a strange and disconnected distance. The IKEA effect makes you value things more highly when you have assembled them yourself. ***, the sweat, the frustration, the triumphant click of the final piece, building something yourself, even a simple piece of flat, pack furniture, imbues it with a value far beyond its market price. This is the IKEA effect. The labor you invest becomes part of the object, and you conflate the value of your effort with the value of the item. This is why homemade gifts are so cherished and why DIY projects bring such satisfaction. Your own labor is a kind of magic that can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It is a form of psychological ownership, a deep-seated feeling that what we make with our own hands is a part of us and is therefore precious. You have chemoreceptors that allow you to taste and smell the chemical world. ***, your perception of flavor and aroma is made possible by chemoreceptors. Specialized cells that respond to chemical molecules. On your tongue, taste buds contain receptor cells for the 5 basic tastes. In your nasal cavity, olfactory receptor neurons bind to odor molecules, sending signals directly to the limbic system. This direct connection to the brain's emotion and memory centers is why smell is so powerfully evocative. These chemoreceptors are your interface with the molecular soup of the world, translating chemicals in the air and in your food into the rich experiences of taste and smell. They are the reason a meal can be a delight and a warning of spoilage can save your life. They are your chemical scouts, constantly sampling the environment and reporting back in the language of sensation. The hindsight bias makes you believe you knew it all along after an event has occurred. Asterisk asterisk after an event has happened, especially one that is surprising, we have a strong tendency to see it as having been inevitable. I knew that was going to happen. This is hindsight bias, or the knew it all along effect. Our current knowledge seamlessly rewrites our memory of our past ignorance. This bias creates an illusion of predictability about the world. It makes history seem like a straightforward, inevitable march and leads us to be overly critical of decision makers who could too have foreseen an outcome. It is the mind's way of creating a tidy, coherent narrative out of the chaotic, unpredictable flow of events. We are all brilliant historians in reverse, our foresight sharpened by the whetstone of what actually occurred. Your brain has a suprachiasmatic nucleus that acts as your master biological clock, asterisk asterisk, deep within your hypothalamus. A tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. CN keeps time for your entire body. This is your master circadian clock, synchronizing your sleep, wake cycle, hormone release, body temperature, and other physiological processes to the 24-hour day. It receives direct input from the eyes, allowing light to reset the clock each morning. When you travel across time zones, it is the sluggishness of the CN to adjust that causes jet lag. This tiny cluster of about 20,000 neurons is the conductor of your body's daily rhythm, the metronome that sets the tempo for the complex orchestra of your biology. It is the reason you feel drowsy at night and alert in the morning, a biological anchor in the turning of the planet. 40. The Diderot effect describes the spiral of consumerism, triggered by a single new purchase. Asterisk asterisk, the French philosopher Denis Diderot wrote an essay about how the gift of a beautiful new robe led him to feel that all his other possessions were shabby in comparison, setting off a chain of spending. This is the Diderot effect. A new possession can create a cascading dissatisfaction with what you already have, leading to a spiral of consumption. The new item doesn't fit with the old ecosystem, breaking the coherence of your identity as expressed through your belongings. To restore harmony, you feel compelled to upgrade everything else. It is a powerful driver of consumer culture and a trap for personal finance. It reveals that our possessions are not isolated objects, but part of a narrative we tell about ourselves, and that changing one chapter can make us want to rewrite the whole book. You can experience flow, a state of complete absorption in an activity where time seems to vanish. Asterisk asterisk, when the challenge of a task perfectly matches your skill level, you can enter a state of flow. In this zone, self-consciousness falls away, time distorts, and action and awareness merge. You are fully immersed, focused, and involved. An artist might experience it while painting, a programmer while coding, a rock climber on a difficult route. Flow is characterized by a sense of effortless action and a deep autotelic enjoyment of the activity for its own sake. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who named the concept, identified it as a key to happiness and creativity. It is a state of optimal experience where the noise of the mind quietens and you become one with the doing, a single, focused note in the symphony of existence. Form, the availability cascade, is a self-reinforcing process where a collective belief gains more plausibility through increased repetition. Asterisk asterisk, an idea, often a rumor or a fear, starts in a small way. As it gets repeated in public discourse, news media, social media conversations, it becomes increasingly familiar and therefore more available in people's minds. This increased availability makes it seem more plausible, which leads to even more repetition. A vicious cycle or cascade is created where a claim can gain widespread acceptance, not through evidence, but through sheer repetition and familiarity. This is the mechanism behind moral panics, financial bubbles, and the rapid spread of conspiracy theories. It is a societal, level version of the availability heuristic, showing that our collective sense of reality is as vulnerable to cognitive bias as our individual one. Your brain uses pattern completion to guess the whole from a fragment. ***, when you see a few familiar lines in the dirt and recognize them as the letter A, or when you hear the first few notes of a song and your mind fills in the rest, you are experiencing pattern completion. This is a fundamental property of your memory systems. Your brain is constantly taking partial, noisy information and using its vast store of prior knowledge to guess the whole. This is incredibly efficient, allowing you to read messy handwriting and understand speech in a noisy room. But it is also the source of apophenia, seeing patterns in randomness, like faces in clouds or conspiracies in unrelated events. Your mind is a relentless pattern completion engine, always trying to make the world make sense. Even when it has to invent the sense itself, the Streisand effect is when an attempt to hide or censor information backfires, leading to wider dissemination. *** in 2003. Barbra Streisand tried to suppress photographs of her California home, inadvertently drawing massive public attention to the very images she wanted hidden. This phenomenon, now named after her, occurs when censorship or suppression has the opposite of the intended effect. The act of trying to hide something makes people intensely curious about it, and the effort to suppress it becomes a more interesting story than the thing itself. This is a powerful force in the digital age where information wants to be free. It is a lesson in the psychology of reactance. When people feel their freedom to know is being threatened, they will often go to great lengths to reclaim it. Sometimes, the best way to keep a secret is to never let anyone know there is a secret to keep. You have interoceptors that provide information about the internal state of your body. ***, while you have senses for the external world, sight, sound, touch, you also have a hidden sense for your internal world, interoception. Interoceptors located in your organs, blood vessels, and muscles send signals to your brain about your physiological condition: hunger, thirst, heartbeat, breathlessness, and the need to use the bathroom. This constant silent stream of information forms the foundation of your emotional life. Many theories of emotion suggest that feelings like anxiety, excitement, or sadness are the brain's interpretation of these internal bodily signals. Your gut feeling is, quite literally, a message from your gut. Interoception is the sense of self from the inside, the deep, visceral knowledge of the body that is the raw material of emotion and the ground of all conscious experience. ***, and so, as the night deepens, our journey through the hidden landscapes of your mind begins to gently ebb. We have wandered through the silent, intricate machinery of perception, the deep currents of memory, and the quiet, often surprising, truths that shape who you are. Each insight has been a small lantern in the vast darkness, illuminating corners of your own consciousness you may never have known were there. These are not just facts, they are invitations to marvel at the complexity you carry within you, to be more compassionate with your own quirks and biases, and to see the people around you as fellow travelers in this strange and wonderful experience of being human. The mind is a universe, and we have only explored a fraction of its stars. But perhaps that is the greatest wonder of all, that there is always more to discover, more to understand, more to cherish. Wherever you are, whatever you are feeling, know that within you is a world of mystery and beauty, a constant, silent companion on the journey of your life. If you are still awake, you can continue the exploration with the next video. But if your eyes are heavy and your thoughts are softening at the edges, you can simply let go. Allow the quiet hum of your own magnificent brain to be the last thing you hear. Sleep well, and good night.